Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the A2B podcast, your number one source for military entrepreneurship and entertainment. We are here joined by Alex Mares. He is a Marine that's currently doing the Marine Enlisted Commissioning Education Program. And as always, guys, I am joined by my co-host, Barry Bull. What's up, Barry? I know it's been like a couple of days for you guys.
That kiss was for you. You know who you are. Drop a comment if you know it's you.
All the old ladies, all the 70-year ladies, all the 70-year-old ladies are getting scammed right now. It's like, Barry, dude, I just had a question in one of my lives.
You see, now you see, huh?
I just had a question in one of my lives from a lady that said, "So how tall is Barry?" And I was like,
6'4".
"Lady, I don't know. Sometimes he wears some bigger, but I think he's like 6'2".
I tell him, this is what I tell him. I'm 5'17". And that's what I just tell him, and do the math.
Guys, no, but for real, he's actually like 6'2".
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's
When you
like,
see him,
he's taller than me.
casting
solid
shadows out there.
Solid 230.
Yeah, but from the waist down. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Hey, yo.
Guys, so we're resuming the conversation that we've been having for about the past 45 minutes with Alex here. Essentially, if you guys want to see it, it's gonna pop up here probably within the next couple of minutes, where it's gonna be the part 1, and it was pretty much Alex explaining to us the caliber of Marine that he is, in order for him to get selected into a high visibility program like it is the MEP program. The MEP program is probably one of the hardest programs in order for you to be able to get into, because it's where you come in as an enlisted Marine, and now you are going to become the epitome of what it means to be a Marine, which is a Marine Corps officer. So, Alex, brother, welcome back.
Thank you. Appreciate you for having me again.
Of course. So let's start this off, man. Quickly. What can you walk us through the process of how it is putting your package together to be a MEP Marine?
Yeah. So first and foremost, you have to meet the prerequisites for it before you can even consider putting an application in, and that's going to be which they recently changed it. You can be a corporal now, but you still have to have those 3 years time in service.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just, I think it's kind of the norm now, because I think now to pick up sergeant, you have to have like 4 years and stuff now. So you have to have 3 years time in service, be a corporal, NCO, and then 12 college credits minimum. Yeah. You can't have more than 99, because in that.
Can you break that down? What's how many classes is that?
So that'd be,
roughly?
So it has to be 3 English, 3 math, and then 6 general electives. As long as they're not like something stupid, like, I don't know, like whatever electives are, like something weird. But it has to be like science, or like something like legit.
How many credits did you have?
How many did I have?
Yeah,
I had 36 at the time, because from the time I got in until like now, at least, because I'm still in school right now. I was lucky, like I said before, to have good staff NCOs and mentors that got me to use the TA and start doing classes and whatnot online. And even grinding it out through like deployment, just being out there and getting a little puck, grinding out those classes at night. So when I submitted, I had 36, but you only have to have 12 minimum, and it's really the bare minimum you can have. I've seen people submit with 12, like literally 12, and they still get it. So
yeah, but what used to frustrate me is like they come out with these messages every year for MEP. And all these other programs, warrant officer, you name it. And it's like every year we got to reinvent the wheel. Everybody is so caught off guard. Oh my gosh. Like if you want to go for MEP, you're a corporal, you think you got whatever it takes, you meet the requirements, whatever, reach out to Alex. He can help you answer all your questions. But gosh damn it, go to the S1. They're going to have completed packages up there.
Exactly.
They will have
for the past year. They'll have like.
They're going to have all the packages. They're going to have all the timelines, right? Because what do Marines do? They go to the MAR admin and they're like, "Oh, I got all kinds of time."
Exactly.
But what they don't realize is like, that's when it's due to
deadlines.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to have, your battalion's going to have a deadline. Your regiment's going to have a deadline. Division's going to have a deadline. MEF is going to have a deadline. Mm-hmm. So, you're thinking I got 6 more months, and you might have 6 more days.
Literally.
and then you got some officer like figure it out. You want to be an officer, figure it out.
And that's the biggest thing with anybody trying to apply. Like, nobody's going to hold your hand through the process. It's how bad you want it. So if you want to do this program, nobody's going to tell you how to do it. You're going to have to figure it out. Do all your medical stuff. Do all the paperwork. Because the package is literally like this thick. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And 80 pages long. And you have to include, and that's only with the bare minimum application. You have to put like sporting documentations. If you got traffic tickets like myself, like I was, a speed bird. So
what?
Yeah.
Alex.
I don't know how they selected me. I had
I was going
You
1
need to be fast
mile
in order
an
for you to
hour
walk on
over.
water. That's the best explanation that I can give. You need to be fast. You can't be stale and walk on water. You have to be fast.
Yeah, you gotta be fast.
I got you.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I had 6 traffic violations in there, and I had to put all the court cases and all that stuff, which they got dismissed, luckily. But
Sure.
Go to Ticket Ninja if you ever get a ticket here in Cali.
Ticket Ninja, we need a sponsorship.
Damn, I know Alex. Damn.
Yeah. But enough speeding, right? Yeah, those are the basic requirements, and then the most important one is the educational requirement, which is, or the, intellectual requirement.
So when does the message come out for MECEP every year?
So that's the thing. It's consistent now in the past couple of years, but it comes out every November. Late November, early December.
I am a Marine.
People are in time. You're in time right now to submit a MECEP package.
I'm a Marine. I'm Corporal Bull. What should I be like? I want to do a MECEP package. When exactly should I begin that process? Calendar wise.
I'd say depending on, because there's 2 boards a year. So when it comes out November, December timeframe, it encompasses board 1 and board 2. Board 1 is commencing on April of that following year.
Yeah. Message comes out in November, board in April.
In April, and then the second one's in June. So it's like a 2-month or so difference window. But as far as the deadline requirements, like you said, there's going to be already there for you. But if you want to get ahead of the curve, start getting your package routed, and not routed, but start having it complete or semi-complete by October timeframe. So by the time it comes November, December, you're already being ready, because the first board, the deadlines are going to be right after the Moradman comes out. So say for example, we're already in 2024, right? So I'm already got my package started. I got all these documents in. It's October of this year. Message comes out December. And then the first board that I was talking about, the deadline, and then for the application process at Headquarters Marine Corps is going to be the second week of January.
So the board doesn't go till April. Message comes out in November or December. Yeah. The board doesn't go until April of the next year.
But deadline's in January.
But deadline to get your package in. Are you paying attention here? We cooking with fire. If you're a parasigner, you're going to want to write this down because I know you're not sharp. Okay? Second week of January, put your shoes on because I know you're not used to wearing those. They're barefoot all the time.
Yeah. So, I figured.
Okay, let me ask you this. Where does you keep saying the message comes out, right? Yeah. For all those West Coast Marines out there, well, I can't even say that because you're from the West Coast.
Hey, fuck it. We win this one, you guys.
So where does the message comes out at?
Marines.mil under the MAR admins. So that's basically where all the...
What does MAR admin stand for?
Marine Administrative Message.
Okay, for those that don't know. There's a lot of people that don't know that. They just say MAR admin, but they're just, I was gonna say bulletin, but that's another thing.
Yeah, and that
he was about to get me.
Just so y'all know, if you are a Marine and you don't check the MAR admins at least once a week, because there's new MAR admin coming out every week.
I'd say every day,
literally, right?
Facts.
As a new 8999 picking up first sergeant, that's one of the things that they kind of tell you to put in your routine. Just rhythm. Every morning you check the MAR admins, and there's a lot of weird ones. You're like, what is this? You know?
Most of them don't even apply, but there's those ones that's this is changing. Because most recently, if you're watching this time now, right now, MNPB, which is the promotions branch of Headquarters Marine Corps, they're not affecting actual corporal and sergeant promotions until 8 May. So anybody that's supposed to get promoted today can get promoted. Not even doing the whole formation process and everything.
What are you talking about? You're just talking about regular promotions.
Just regular promotions.
Why is that? This is
and only for corporal and sergeant, though.
Marines are not getting promoted on May 1st.
Because it falls under the whole the realm of the admin portion, so McTIFs, which is the Marine Corps total force system. That is what runs like every transaction that IPACs do and all that.
Money.
The diaries, money, promotions, everything, literally everything. If you want to get something changed in your MOL, it goes through McTips.
Yeah.
So right now the system is not really integrating with JPES, which is the new NCO promotion system, the Junior Enlisted Promotion Education, not education, enlisted
Evaluation.
Evaluation system, right? So JPES and McTips.
He's going to be a lieutenant, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out on the way. Hell, man. You know, heck.
Yeah, they're not merging together right now, so it's causing all these like select grades to not be like 100% accurate. So now they're going back and they have to basically reboot it. So that's why they can't like, because say you got select grade for this month, you're Corporal Albert to get promoted to sergeant.
You might get that revoked.
You can get that revoked because if it's not accurate,
Could have been an administrative error.
Yeah.
That would make me feel really
your
happy.
ass gets checked.
Yeah.
And then what?
You get checked if you do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you walk
I would
us-
be pissed off. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I would
just
be
say
pissed
that.
off
I would
too.
too.
I'm
I'll
just
be
going to
pissed
say
off
that.
too. But
Now,
when
if you're out there, though, and that applies to you, boy, you better be freaking flying straight from today until the freaking 8th.
Until they
You better go in your room, close the blinds, Netflix, and chill. We're not speeding.
Yeah, don't
We're not
speed.
getting DUIs. We're not getting in fights. You just lay there and pray and listen to running cadence.
I used to do that actually.
I know it's
But,
because you really were from San Diego.
let me ask you this though. Whenever it comes to, I really want people to understand what are like the key main differences in between, you being an enlisted Marine and somebody that just went to college and just went to OCS. So what are some of the main key differences in between doing what you're doing, with the MEP program and an applicant that just went to college and then now he's going to OCS?
So for one, it's that enlisted experience that you get. So it can vary from like if you're 4 years, 6 years. I mean, I've seen it. So, we'll probably get into that, the whole OCS thing. I had a gunny that was in my OCS class and he was in for like 12 years.
What was his name?
Gunner Sergeant. I forgot already. Sorry, man, if you're watching this. I forgot his name, but
He probably was a recruiter.
because he's probably my friend. He's probably the one I was telling you about.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, is he in Maryland right now or no?
No, it's not the same guy.
different
Yeah,
guy
it's
then.
different. It's
Yeah,
different.
so
guy.
you have gunnies that are like for 12 years that want to be commissioned as officers. So that's why I say the time in service and that enlisted experience varies, even if you're a corporal with 3 years. Yeah, so that's like that gap. So for one, the prior experience and just knowing the ins and out of the Marine Corps already is giving you that leg up, and that's I'd say really the only difference aside from the college kids having a degree already, but they don't have that experience. So that's the thing. They both learn the same things when you go to officer candidate school and like TBS, but like
what are you
gonna
learn?
know?
You learn how to talk like this.
Yeah, and you
All right, guys, get online, and the only thing we're gonna learn here is how to change your voice. Let me ask you a serious question here, because Albert, he's never serious. Serious question. Should a college degree be a requirement, in your opinion, to be an officer?
To a sense, yes.
Before you answer, I'm just going to give a disclaimer. The views expressed in this program are not of the DODs, the Marine Corps, or does not have any type of affiliations with the program. These are the opinions of those that are currently here in the program, and they are not affiliated to any type of military branch of service. With that being said, go ahead.
I would say it's fine the way it is, and there's reason for that because you have to have these the bachelor degree because in a sense, not everybody that has a bachelor's degree is smart. Like it's really at the end of the day, it comes down to being like.
I met some guys. I was like, wow. Yeah. How many windows have you licked today?
Literally.
You really just really put your mouth on that thing. You're just out there mouth hugging windows. Okay, so let me ask you another serious question. Albert said it earlier, right? I think it was in the first episode. Do you believe that all officers should be prior enlisted?
In my opinion, yes. I think they should, or at least a year at least or so, or at least go to recruit training. Just to have that foundation. It's just like in being from an individual that's been to both, OCS and recruit training. I feel like I felt that more of that transformation from becoming a civilian and Marine in recruit training than I did in OCS. And I don't know if that's because I already had it. And I can't speak for the Marines that go straight to OCS and get their EGA.
Well, you also were Charlie Company, so it's like nothing's going to compare to that. I mean, the transformation is just, I mean,
I got to deal with this shit
phenomenal.
every week. Every week I got to deal with this.
That's what Sergeant Major Kent, he was also a Charlie Company drill instructor. Also, 1st Battalion Drill Master. I know you guys are worried about that, but anyways, that's West Coast. You know?
So let me ask you this, man. So you have your package together. You start to route your package up. How many interviews do you have to do in the process?
So you only have to do one actually per the application. It's an interview board report, and that consists of 3 commissioned officers, can be from whatever rank they are, and there has to be 1 senior member. That holds that little panel. It's kind of like similar to like an NCO panel or whatnot when you're going for like a promotion. It could be informal or formal if you want. The one I did was pretty formal, I guess. We did it in Chuck's.
Okay.
So it was 2 majors and then a first lieutenant who was prior, or I think a major and a lieutenant that was prior enlisted. And they basically just asked me questions like, hey, just as basic, you know, why do you want to be an officer, and like what can you do if you were commissioned that would change the Marine Corps as a whole, or what changes can you bring to the institution?
Why do you want to be an officer?
For me, I think it's just because giving me a bigger spectrum of like change, because you can change things as staff NCO and even as senior staff NCO, but like as an officer, you kind of have that stamp that's coming from you. So you can have like recommendations from your senior enlisted, but at the end of the day, if that's you're the one making that decision. And I kind of want to be in that position where I'm the one making the right moves towards the success, you know, and also the pay too. Who doesn't want more money, right?
Good, because I was about to say that. I was about to call the bullshit card on that one. I'll be like, what about the pay?
Like, but
let me see.
It's a nice pay too.
It's a nice
especially
pay
as an O1E. Like, it's pretty solid.
Okay, now you're on your way to getting the commission. What does success look like for you at the end of your career? Do you if you had to answer today and lock it in, would you go to 20 years, 30 years, and what rank would you retire as?
So for sure 20. And I was actually having this conversation with my OIC, the major, yesterday, I think. And the plan right now is if I'm going to get like 8 or so by the time I graduate school, I have to at least do 10 more to get the officer retirement.
Yeah.
Because if I do less than that, then I'm just going to get like staff sergeant pay, or if I pick up gunny, then I'll get gunny retirement, which that's a big difference, you know. So if it works out well, so upon commissioning, it's like 4 years, get captain, and then after another like 4 or 5, it's major. So I'd say at least for sure do the 20 as a whole and retire as a major probably. I don't think I really want to extend it all the way to like lieutenant colonel. If I do, then that's awesome.
Would you ever want to be a commander?
I would, actually.
Because you obviously you'll have an opportunity to command. You could have an opportunity to command as a lieutenant. You could be a platoon commander, but we don't necessarily consider them commanders. They don't have NJP authority, but
or company
too. Company. Captain. I've seen first lieutenants in that role. It doesn't have to be necessarily a certain rank, but would you ever want to be like a battalion commander and above?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a challenge, but
it's a challenge.
It'd be something I'd be willing to do.
Yeah,
for sure. But if it comes at an opportunity, I'll take it. But if not, then it is what it is. At least get company command for sure.
Yeah. Now, one of the next questions that I have planned out for you is: so you did the interview. Mm-hmm. How were you feeling when you were doing that interview? Like how did you prepare? Did you mentally prepare, or was it one of those things like, hey, tomorrow you got an interview with this 3 people, like you got to get your chucks ready? How was it?
So that's the thing. I was the one that had schedule that interview, and basically coordinate with the officers, like, hey, when's a good time for you to like sit down and we can do this?
Did they tell you the officers, or you picked the officers?
I asked the company office, so like, hey, can I get like if few officers if they're available to do this.
This was here at
interview.
the MEP.
Yes, at the MEP.
Okay.
And then the I think it was the company commander there at the time, that first lieutenant, the prior enlisted one, that kind of like gathered the other senior ones, the majors, and like, hey, can you help this Marine do this? So once they were identified, I was able to just kind of like get with them and figure out a time in the little conference room and do it. So it was nobody telling me how to do it, but I had to basically ask them like when their availability was.
Got you. And so obviously you had that one interview, and then after that you had to wait for the message to be released, and you saw your name in there.
Yeah. So aside from the interview, like you were saying, I wasn't really nervous. It was like it just felt like another board or whatnot. So it was just kind of like a questionnaire type thing. Just be yourself.
Which
really.
Obviously you had plenty of experience, having done a shit ton of freaking boards.
Yeah, it's all about being yourself. Like they don't want like the cookie cutter answers that everybody wants to hear. Like blah blah blah. Like just be yourself and just tell them why you want to do it. And that's literally what I did. But yeah, after that interview process, the whole package itself, like there's just so many things you have to do in there. And I think after I completed everything and I had all the things I needed on my end, medically and the regular application, I took it to the S1 and they were able to just get the CO's endorsement. Because after that process, like once you submit it to them, obviously they might have corrections for them and whatnot, but like being O1 myself, it was kind of like easy to kind of check myself on those like minor things like that. Yeah. So it wasn't like a back and forth type thing. But if you're not O1 out there and you're trying to route this stuff, just expect it to be back and forth like a hockey puck.
Gotcha.
But yeah, once it was submitted, at that point it's just up to the CO. So it goes to like for me it was the battalion CO, then I had to go to the MIG, and then after that I went to the MEF, and from there they had like I think they each have like boards. Internal boards on their own, kind of like ranking you statistically against the other candidates that are trying to submit for the program. And
how many? Do you know how many total submitted?
So when I did it, I submitted for calendar year 2023 last year, and there was 4 MECEPs, including myself, and then 1 ECP.
Wow.
Yeah, there's not that many, and that's another reason why. The purpose why I want to come here is because I want to get that message out and let Marines know that there's opportunities like this to do. Because
I know the ECP Marine that submitted to ECP. Believe it or not.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, if it's the one that I'm thinking, because I just saw him. He just graduated OCS not too long ago, and he's a second lieutenant now. Yeah,
Sergeant Sterling.
No. He was Lance Corporal. He was a Lance Corporal. I think he was a corporal when he submitted for the program, but he was the ECP. He didn't do the MECEP because he already has his bachelor's degree.
That's the Enlisted Commissioning Program.
Yeah, the Enlisted Commissioning Program.
Those guys go to Rhode Island, I think.
I don't know, but I have one question for you though. When you're submitting your package. When you were submitting your package, did you have to already have the college selected, or you get selected to the program and then you pick your college?
So if you want to be proactive, you'd want to go ahead and like figure out your plan. At least have your top 3, because there is actually a website that has the specific ones you can do. It's not like you can be like, oh yeah, I want to go to Harvard or I want to go to Yale. There's only a certain list of colleges you can go to. And they're still pretty good ones. You know, you have a bunch of like well-known universities like, TCU, A&M, all that stuff, U of H. But you have to be able to go to the one that has ROTC program attached to it. So for me at least, and for my my life, scenario that I have at the moment, it just makes more sense for me to go here in Cali. So there was UC Irvine, there was Cal State San Marcos, UC San Diego, SDSU, and then UCLA. So all those you had
5, a lot of options.
Yeah, a
lot of good options too.
I wanted to go to Berkeley, but family wise, keep it tight. So it's probably I'm going to San Marcos. So but they all those 3, USD, San Marcos, and SDSU, they all fall under the San Diego consortium for ROTC. So we all report to the USD campus, technically, like administratively.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I would say have your list in mind ahead of time. Like even as soon as you submit your package, because you're going to always want to have those on the back of your mind, because as soon as you get selected and once you complete OCS, as soon as you complete OCS, you have, from that day, you have 1 year to get in class. If not, you're going to be disenrolled. So that's the thing that people don't know. So as soon as you graduate, or like when you have libo periods in OCS, start applying and submitting your application to those schools. So by the time you graduate and you come back to your unit, you already have these acceptance letters or whatnot for the whatever semester you're trying to go to, the soonest one if you want to do it quicker. And so once you get those acceptance letters, you send that over to, you got to make sure that they also have enough MESEP allocations too, because a lot of the ROTC units, they're maxed out because they have too many MESEP people going there. Like for example, I wanted to go to, I think SDSU initially for the spring semester, but they had too many MESEPs, and they had 8 out of 8. So I couldn't fit in there. So I had to wait till now in the fall for this fall semester to go because they had a bunch of graduates like this past couple months.
Oh, okay.
So it's all about being able to get accepted to the school and making sure that they have enough spots available for you too.
And because obviously now the process is message comes out, your name is right there, boom, congratulations, you got selected. Now, before you even start that, you have to go to OCS.
Yeah.
So can you walk us through the process from the moment that your package gets approved to what's like step by step of what goes now? So you went to OCS, you start school, you finish school, and then, so that way people can understand. And I can understand too, because I don't fucking know it.
You talking about like once you go to OCS, basically?
No, yeah. So once from the moment that your package gets approved, right? From the moment that your package gets approved to like going to OCS, and like going to college, and like what are the steps that follow before you get to call yourself a Marine officer in the actual operating forces?
Oh yeah. So once you're in school, you do your program. You still fall under the ROTC, so you have to do certain functions with them. So I've actually been able to go to the ROTC units and do kind of like a shadowing the MESEP students there, and then kind of seeing what they do on a day-to-day basis. But you just go to school. You got your own schedule. Do like volunteer events that they make you do, and kind of mentor the midshipmen, the ones that are like trying to join that haven't had any experience in the military. Complete your bachelor's degree. As soon as you graduate or get that diploma, they have a commissioning ceremony for you at that school for that semester. And then once you commission, that's when you pin on a second lieutenant. And from that point forward, you get scheduled for a class for the basic school, TBS. And that's basically like the MCT version for officers, where you're learning way longer, 6 months long. I don't know if it changed or anything, but 6 months long. And you're learning how to be an officer.
Yeah. How was that experience going to OCS as a prior enlisted?
It was a very humbling experience, to say the least, for sure. Compared to recruit training, it's like way different. But I would say, like I told Barry earlier that recruit training was more impactful for me because that was the first time getting the EGA, because you get another one at OCS. But the basics of like learning how to be a Marine, that was just like the hardest for me in recruit training. So going on the OCS, like you have as a prior enlisted, you already have that experience. You know the basics, like you know the rank structure, all that stuff. Well, you should know it before going there. So me going there as like a new staff sergeant, I got to the Brown Field, which had to do a whole flight from here all the way to DC, and then they bussed us from the airport to Brown Field, which is in Marine Corps Base Quantico. And I went in the summertime, so it was humid as fuck. It was really hot.
Would you rather go in summer or during the cold?
Oh, I'm glad I went in the summer. I hate the cold.
I hate the cold.
What was the language like from, enlisted recruit training to like OCS? Because like OCS, they don't say like ears, eyeballs, do they?
They do.
They do?
Yeah, they still say it.
What were some differences, or were there any?
So the biggest difference, you still get the whole spiel. So when you get there, it's not like recruit training where you get to the yellow footprints and like you're getting yelled at like from the bus, and you're getting blasted on the bus. Hey, get out, whatever, get in line. Like you get off the bus,
they're like, "Hey, Kevin."
They're like, "Hey, no,
hey, Sean, come on over, bud.
Let's go."
Hey, Sean.
Talked to Randy last week.
Yeah, you just get off the bus. There's still gonna be it's like a gunny or staff sergeant instructor there that's gonna kind of like tell you to hurry up, but they're not like yelling at you in the face. And you just get in line and doing the whole in processing stuff. And then in processing, you're not even supervised by anybody. The only people you're supervised by is like your what are they called, like troop handlers. and they're like NCOs, like corporals and sergeants that are just like augmented over to OCS, and their only job is to basically take you to point A to point B. So they take you to like medical, they take you back to the squad bay, they make you get you all your linen and all your SIF gear too.
Yeah.
And
do you wear glasses?
I used to. I got LASIK, luckily, so when I got back, but at the time, yeah, I wore glasses.
So you had portholes on and
good old
OCS?
portholes, yeah, like a
brain
nerd.
strap and stuff.
Brain strap and everything.
Oh yeah, the brain strap. That goes the strap
like a Ninja
Turtle.
Turtle.
We call the portholes. We call them the glasses. The BCGs. Them mugs are freaking. You looking fly.
Okay, so you went to OCS. I always hear, and we've had other officers in this podcast, and they say that the majority of prior service, enlisted Marines, they have a hard time actually going through OCS.
I would say yes, and that's because when I said to be it humbles you, because if you're going in, like even the ones I was mentioning, like the gunny or like a staff sergeant, like a seasoned staff sergeant going in there, like you're not used to being yelled at again. Like you're a whole recruit mode all over again.
Well, he's not even used to being at work.
Yeah, and you're just used to like, yeah.
I'm kidding, gunny.
Especially gunny.
Yeah, gunnies be scared.
Because we know when that LOI comes out, it says staff NCO, it means staff sergeant. We all know that one.
That's
y'all
right.
out there act like y'all don't know. The staff sergeants don't know, but the gunny's about to let them know.
That is
yeah, literally. So it's like a whole transition to where like you're doing your day-to-day job. You're used to already like being in charge of Marines and like being in charge, telling people what to do. And then you get there and then now you're just like a little bug.
That's stripped away from you.
It's stripped away. And they don't care where you came from. They don't care what you've done. They don't know anything about you. They
Drill
just know you're a
instructors
candidate.
are good at that.
Exactly.
But they're called sergeant instructors.
Correct. Sergeant instructors.
And they do not wear campaign covers.
They wear regular covers.
Well, they're called drill sergeants now.
What?
Stop.
This is Army.
No, they're about to. It's about to be changed.
It's just enough.
It's about to be changed to drill sergeants.
Stop it.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Barry's gonna lock himself up. He's actually flying tomorrow to headquarters of Marine Corps.
Yeah.
He's chaining himself up to somebody's door.
We'll move to Puerto Rico and live off iguana meat for the rest of our lives.
Let me ask you this, man. What was the hardest, like up to this moment? What has been the hardest part of this entire process for you? To where, like, if you had somebody that reaches out to you, is like, man, be careful of this, man, or make sure that this doesn't happen to you. What would be the hardest part, would you say?
Well, I'd say OCS probably. Like the application process.
But what part in OCS?
I'd say really just learning how to be a candidate. That's the main thing.
Do you say this candidate instead
so
of this
like,
recruit?
Yeah, you had to be like, this candidate requests permission to speak to the sergeant instructor.
Yeah. I don't even like the word candidate.
Yeah, and it's weird.
It would make me want to hit one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Which I know is wrong, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And if you're prior going in there, like after they have the little like Black Friday version of it, because you still do that whole little
Why's it got to be black? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Green Friday.
Okay, guys. Okay,
Rainbow
guys.
Friday. If you want, we can call it Rainbow Friday.
I like it. Wow, everybody.
It's not the Navy, guys.
I like Black Friday. It should never change. But yes.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, man. Like, when you go to MEP, and do they get you? Do they separate you, or you're literally GP?
You're just in there, aren't you?
Yeah, you're in there. You're just another candidate. They don't care.
But they know who you are, though.
Yeah, they know, like the back of their minds. They know who you are and then how you got there. But like,
did they ever single you out? Like, you got to be kidding me. You're a freaking staff sergeant.
And now I'll get into that shortly.
Yeah, how the fuck do you pick up staff NCO?
You picked up staff sergeant, and you don't know your left from your right.
No, but the reason why I asked that question is because I'm trying to understand, because it's the same thing for warrant officers. Whenever you get selected to warrant officer, you also have to go to OCS.
No, you go to TBS.
TBS.
Yeah.
TBS. Okay, so I'm wrong. So I was thinking, because what I'm trying to see is like, do they segregate you, or
No. So for one, they have higher expectations of you for sure. But when you get there, after they do the Green Friday Barry.
Yeah, hey, that's where they bring them out. Hey, candidates, here's the deal, man. Get online, get online, get online.
Yeah, once you get to that portion, the platoon sergeant, he's like the senior drill instructor version of the sergeant instructors.
Okay.
He's the one that,
what'd you call him?
the platoon sergeant.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so the platoon sergeant, he kind of pulls he's like, hey, anybody that's MECEP or ECP, come outside right now. And then he brings you out to like the stairwell out by the squad bay, and he kind of just talks to you normally. It's like, hey, who here is corporal, whatever, who here is sergeant, staff sergeant, whatever, or a staff NCO, and then you just raise your hand, and he kind of just asks you like what MOS you are and whatnot. And after that, he just keeps it simple and kicks you back in with the rest, and you're just getting slayed by the rest of the sergeant instructors. But they don't treat you differently. They treat you the same as the other candidates, and actually give you more expectations. So for me, at least,
Well, maybe there's other candidate type billets. Well, if I know this guy's an 01, hey, you're the scribe.
literally, that's what happened.
Okay, so that's
the thing.
that's why the sergeant instructors are asking.
So
They don't give a damn. Other than that, you're a grunt. Yeah, we're not using him for anything.
Yeah. And so my platoon sergeant, he was like, yeah, oh, you're 01, right? All right, you're my scribe. And then there's another one, another Staff Sergeant Judy. He's a good buddy of mine. He was my what is it called, like assistant scribe or scribbles?
Sure.
Yeah, scribbles. Yeah, he was my scribbles. So they had two FCOs being the scribe and scribbles, and he told us to do something basic. I think it was like make sure you get the accountability of all like the morning the numbers for the Marines and put them on the board or whatever. And then there was only one marker there, right? So common sense, I thought it was a regular marker. But it turned out to be like a permanent one.
Marker. Oh, no.
So he came out and he was like, why is this not coming off? He's like, Morris, come here. And I was like, I gunner sergeant. I just came over there and he was like, what the fuck is this? You're a fucking staff NCO and you're stupid as shit. Like, how do you not know how to fucking like use a
I
Sharpie?
hated my scribes.
Yeah.
If anybody got abused, scribes.
Oh, yeah.
I would never even call them a scribe.
Yeah.
I never called them a house mouse. There was always, it was, you think you're untouchable? You about to get touched.
Oh, no. And he's like, oh, yeah, you stupid thing. Go get the sanitizer and wipe it off. Scrub it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
now, obviously,
because plus you know that what the scribes do.
Yeah.
The scribes have so much power in the platoon.
Oh, for sure, and that's actually good. That was a good thing because there's times where they're
you're coming up with the Firewatch roster and everything, and I knew the scribes were like that, so I always made sure scribes got to pay an extra measure of pain.
Oh, for sure, Firewatch rosters, everything.
When you got there, obviously you were a staff sergeant. Were you getting paid as a staff sergeant, or were you getting paid as a second lieutenant?
Staff sergeant. So the way that works is whatever rank you are. If you're prior enlisted, you're gonna keep your entitlements. And if you are, like for me, example, if I'm come from Cali and going to DC or Virginia, I keep the same BH, all that stuff. It doesn't change the Quantico, and you also get FSA on top of that because you're away from your family.
Separation allowance.
If it's like $250, so you get that every month that you're there as well on top of your regular pay. So I'm getting paid the same. It's literally I'm just like TAD basically. That's literally all you're doing. You're just TAD. Getting slayed, but that doesn't change. But as far as the college kids that come out straight out of not high school, straight out of college, they get paid as an E5 without dependents
in OCS.
So you're already coming in and getting paid as an E5 in basic training. So
that's paid
crazy.
internship, dog.
That's crazy.
Even if you drop out, it's not like you got hurt. You didn't waste your time. You got paid.
And the craziest
ain't like
thing,
you can spend the money.
Yeah.
Do they let you spend the money? Hey, Sean, go ahead and grab me a monster at the PX, or do they let you? Okay, cool.
You can't do that. I think the craziest thing for me is that compared to recruit training, you can just DOR whenever you want, like drop on request. So
you go up and
you can just be like, there was this one, I forgot his name. He was some nerd, but he was a college guy, right? And
he's an officer, so he is.
Yeah, it's given. But
hey guys,
he just wasn't there all the way, and he just didn't comprehend the basic stuff as far as like getting told what to do, and he had a hard time with the sergeant instructors yelling at him. So at that point, I think he had enough, and he was like, you know what, I'm tired of this, I'm leaving. He legit said that to the gunny that was the sergeant instructor, and he just walked out.
And you never saw him again.
I never saw him again.
Now, do they just like, okay, do they even have a discussion?
No,
Is it
they're
like,
just like, very
That's,
well.
that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, it's like, do they try to be like, hey, let's
are
talk
you sure
So-
about this?
They let him walk out, obviously, but then, they had to grab him, and he had to talk to the company commander, which is like a major there.
Maybe they're having the conversation.
Yeah, and then after that, he has to talk to the OCS commanding officer, which is the colonel, over at the building across the parade deck. And no matter, even if you drop whatever, you have to still talk to the colonel no matter what, and kind of give him a reason, hey, this is not for me, whatever, because they're going to try to put you back in another class because they don't want to waste that resource.
Right.
Yeah.
So, because it still costs some money because you're getting paid, though, like, what, 2 weeks or so?
Yeah. Do you think that guy that DOR'd and he's a big nerd, do you think he's a Democrat?
And no comment.
Don't answer
no comment.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Now,
Do you think he loves tofu?
I don't know.
you can answer that one.
Do you think he loves Argyle socks with little pizza slices on them and
so.
Birkenstocks?
Yeah. I'm sure he does.
Do you think he has a man bun now?
Probably.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you feel that you're a better leader because you went to OCS?
I think it expanded my leadership ability.
How?
So yes, because you get put in position to where they evaluate you from day one. So knowing like your leadership flaws, because you all have everybody has leadership traits and whatnot in the Marine Corps. You have to be able to know which ones you need to lack on. So from day one at OCS, you're being evaluated on like your ability to decide, act, and communicate. And I think the biggest challenges for me were like the doing it under pressure. So the SULIs, the small unit leadership thing, and then the LRCs, which are the leadership reaction courses. So those two things, you have like a certain scenario which are pretty much like unattainable to like actually complete. You have like barrels or whatever. You have to cross like a little bar across a pond of water, and it's like literally impossible. But they want to see how you react to do it, and you only have like 5 minutes to do it. So you have to be able to like effectively come up with like a 5-paragraph order and like brief your fire team, because you have like 3 other cats there with you. You have to be able to brief them and be like, hey, this is the plan, this is how you do it, and in like 5 minutes. So it's like being able to react under pressure like that and be able to like lead others. And once you get farther in the curriculum, and I don't want to spoil it too much, you do the SULIs, which is 1, 2, and 3. The third one being like where you're like in a legit like combat scenario. And
So kind of like the Crucible
yeah,
thing?
kind of like the Crucible, but like you're the one leading like a squad of 10 Marines as the platoon commander, and you have to put them in certain like formations. Like, hey, we're doing a wedge, and you so and so
Combat formations.
Yeah, combat formations.
Not marching.
Yeah, not marching. Yeah.
Layup.
Just didn't want to call them right in the woods, but
Right. Well, did you have Parasite Sergeant instructors?
no.
Okay, good. Because then they weren't like low, right, you layup, right, you low, right, you layup.
Now, this is going to be one of the last questions whenever it comes to the MEP part. What resources, if any, has the Marine Corps offered you to support you throughout your, MEP / educational journey, I guess we can call it?
For sure, TA. If I didn't do
Tuition assistance.
the tuition assistance. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't, be eligible for the program, anyways. So I think TA is a big thing that a lot of Marines should be investing themselves in. As far as getting in school, I don't think there's even a requirement for it. You can literally be a PFC and start school, as long as you meet like certain.
I think there are requirements. There's some kind of like time.
They put it now. There is time, and then I think now you have to have either a GT or you gotta pass a test. I forgot the name
tape
of the
test.
The tape test. That's what it's
I
called.
don't know what it stands for, but it's like kind of like
some type of placement test.
Yeah, not say you're
placement
stupid.
test. That's what it stands for. Oh yeah, academic. I don't know what the T stands for, but yeah, it's academic. Something, whatever.
Yeah,
I know the A in the tape.
If you guys know what the requirements are, drop a comment in the comment section about tuition assistance requirements.
And your command has to approve it as well.
Yeah, your commander.
Yeah, your commander has to approve it as well.
I'd say TA for sure. This other one called Dante's Peterson. It's a website that kind of gives you like study materials or whatever.
Yes.
And the reason I say that is because another requirement I don't think I mentioned is the educational one, as far as AFCT or ASVAB of like 74 or above. So that's one. Or you have to have 1,000.
And you did that?
I didn't do that one. My ASVAB's like a 66 right now, actually. But I have the SAT score. That's all that matters. Or ACT.
Over 1,000, right?
Yeah, over 1,000 SAT score. And then the ACT, you have to have a 24 combined math English. So you have to have one of those three to even be eligible for the program. But I did the SAT myself.
Okay, so let me ask you like a little bit of an unrelated question. Are you like a homeowner or anything, or have you what's like some big money moves that you've made since you've been in the military?
I'd say investing in the stock market for sure. And I think that's pretty much it. Like, I would like to invest in the real estate, and then, good thing I got Albert here.
Well, yeah, right. Albert's your guy, man.
he's a hookup right here, but
no, he is.
Yeah. So for sure, get into like a lot of real estate.
When I'm ready, we've already been talking. It's Albert's the guy.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. Right now I'm not a homeowner yet, but me and him and I have talked about do that as a plan for the future. But for sure, like the stock market. In my experience so far.
I just asked because it's just, I don't know. I always love, I love talking about this type of stuff because, you come here, you're a first generation American. I got to assume that your parents are great people. They came from super humble beginnings in Mexico.
Oh, for sure.
They wanted a better life. And here you are, you scare the hell out of them at 17 by wanting to be a U.S. Marine, right? And it's just been nothing but upwards and onwards for you, just like insanely successful.
Yeah, I'd be so proud. I would be proud.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm sure you talk to your parents on a regular basis, right? Have you called your mom? Did you call your mom yesterday?
I did actually.
See, I love that.
It's crazy.
You merit all these meritorious promotions. You earn the title Marine. You're making money. You're serving your country. You're wearing the uniform. You represent everything that's great about this country. And it all started with you not having a plan and your friends saying, hey, come to this pool function. Wow. And now you're at college you're getting paid to go to college. Like literally, guys, he's a full-time student. He doesn't go to a unit. He goes to Cal State San Marcos in clothes like this. Okay, unless he goes into class in his camis and tells people salute me right now, which he doesn't do that.
Not doing that.
He doesn't do that. But he gets to wear civvies all day, like who, and then he's gonna go up and on as a Marine Corps officer. And I'm sure that the future is very, very bright. And there's gonna be more degrees, more education, more success, more leadership, more money. And it all started with a buddy who invited him to a pool function, and I don't have a plan. Yeah. So what's your plan? Because if it ain't sounding like that, you need to go talk to your Marine Corps recruiter today.
Marine Corps recruiter, career planner, you mentor in the military, like whatever it is, man. Like I'll be honest with you. This is a podcast that I'm probably gonna show my kids. To be honest with you, and I'm gonna tell them like, hey, if you are thinking of joining the military, this is the guy that you want to be like. Yeah. Because it's
tell them Mexican food is better.
You're not telling them that. Not telling them that. Listen, I'm trying to say something nice. Don't make me change it. Don't make me.
But Dominican or Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Yeah, Puerto Rican.
So I see the controversy.
Yeah, so
I see.
Puerto Rican.
Hey, Rican food is good, all right?
Yeah, Puerto Rican food is amazing. So I'm gonna tell my kids, like, listen, look at this guy, had absolutely zero plan, went to a friend, and like you said, Barry's like, look at you now, man, like, and I don't know. Obviously, I don't know if you still keep in contact with your recruiter and all that stuff, man. But me as a recruiter, one of my Marines comes up to me and be like, hey, Albert, look at this. I'm doing everything that you're doing, dude. I would be so proud. I'll probably get emotional.
Well, here's put it in perspective. If you pulled in Alex, he's still a civilian. He's still 17. You sat him down. Do you think you could convince him, that in 5 years he'd be a staff sergeant, going to Cal State San Marcos, already have completed OCS, all these meritorious promotions, like all this success, right? You can't sell that because it's like, right? But it's possible because Alex did it.
Yeah, but it's just that there's so many unknown variables in there that the only known variable that we know is him.
Like, would you have ever believed that if your recruiter said that?
I would have told him he's bullshit.
Yeah, I'd have been like, come on, dog.
Yeah, you're lying.
I'm just trying to be a Marine, man. You over here, right?
Exactly.
But look at you, though. You know?
No, I'm really grateful for really everybody that's been in that path to get here to this day, and even for if there's Marines out there watching them. Not everybody has the best leadership, and we all know that. You might not have the best NCOs, you might have the best officers, but you make what you can of it. And if you can, seek mentors outside of that primary area, right? So you have plenty of opportunities, and I'll be a mentor for somebody if they need it.
Well, those are the best ones too, because they're not in your chain of command.
Exactly.
There's no bias. Hey, give it to me straight. Am I being a moron? Yeah, you kind of are, but they're also wrong because of X, Y, and Z. Think about this, whatever, and you're like, okay, shoot, I didn't think of that.
I think that's what people fuck up the most whenever they contact me. I don't know about you, but whenever people contact me, that's what
you
they
call
feel.
their command.
No. That's no. I would never do that.
You're like, hey, I want to tell you about.
Hey, Sergeant Major, just want to let you know.
I would never do that. But essentially, it's like they think that I'm gonna join their pity party. It's like, this happened to me and blah blah whatever. I ask questions. I'm like, okay, so hold on a second. So what happened? Oh, this happened, bro. Don't you see how, if I'm going to tell you, this is what I always tell them. It's like, me as a gunnery sergeant, this is how I would have reacted.
Big money gunner.
And then, like, people go like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That way you would have. That makes sense how I would have seen it like that, Mm-hmm. But, or if I legitimately they're being mistreated or something, it's like, no, man, these are the steps that you actually need to take. But don't necessarily think just because you reach to me that I'm going to join the pity party. I'm going to hold you accountable just because that's what I wish that people would do for me, right? That they hold me accountable whenever I'm going through a situation that I might not be in the right.
I'm the same way, brother, because it's like, hey, I've told people, hey, dog, respectfully, you sat on these orders to Okinawa for 6 months and denied them at the last minute, dog. Yeah, that's going to piss people off because somebody's getting a phone call talking about we need you in Okinawa like in the next 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you sat on it knowing you weren't, just stuff like that. And those are the behind the scenes conversations. I agree. Because they'll be sitting there. I didn't want to execute the orders. I have this, personal issue. Okay.
And Okinawa's not even a bad place.
And I get that, dog, but you sat on it and you didn't communicate, and now someone's going to take it in the shorts.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, Alex, thank you so much for being here with us today. I truly hope that this message reaches as many active duty military service members, specifically Marines, as possible. I ask all of you guys to please share this video with at least 5 of your friends. And those 5 friends that see this video, share it with 5 people, because I can guarantee you that as long as this information is being put out there, I promise you that somebody will be impacted by it. And that is the intent of us bringing Alex today into the podcast. We actually have somebody, believe it or not, Barry.
Yeah.
We actually have another MEP that's coming on the podcast, but this guy, he's not a Marine. Well, he is a Marine, but he's not going in the military as a Marine. He's actually a Marine right now, and he's getting commissioned in the Navy. Did you guys know that you guys could do that? Well, you can, because this one of our upcoming guests is going to do it. So make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe. Check out some of these videos that are coming up over here. Maybe they will bring value into your life. If not, they will definitely bring value into somebody that you know. So, Barry, where can people reach out to you at?
I want to add something to what you said real quick about sharing this video with 5 people. I love that that you said that. And I want to give you guys something else with that. Encourage the people you share it with that, you think they would make a great officer. Right? Because sometimes that belief in somebody else that it could be the difference maker. They probably don't see themselves the way that you see them. So be that encouraging word. Send them the video. There's a lot of great information in here. You can find me on Instagram @bull5277 and on TikTok @bull52772. YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and share some of our content from the A to B podcast. We put a lot of work into this. We love you guys. We do care, and we want to do nothing but add value to you guys. We don't get paid for none of this. Hit the link in my bio. The call is free, and the change is going to last you a lifetime.
Alex, where can people reach out to you?
So you can reach me out on Instagram at Mares_ATX. I'll have Albert put that in the description if needed. And feel free to reach out to me for any questions. I'm happy and more than willing to answer anything that everybody needs about the whole MESA process or even just the Marine Corps as a whole. So if you need anything, just let me know.
Awesome, guys. I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.